right, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of SideQuest Podcast. Listen in and level up. I have a great episode for you today, but first, as always, let's get through the show notes. If you're not following the Facebook page, head over to Facebook, type SideQuest Fitness into the search bar, and like the page. There, you're going to get updates on podcast episodes, articles when they get posted, and you're going to get a brand new taco recipe every Tuesday for taco camp. Plus lots of other shenanigans and nerd talk throughout the week, so make sure you head over to Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. My handle is SideQuestFM. If you want to see some cool videos and random stuff on Instagram as well, you can follow me on Instagram. Same handle, SideQuestFM. Or follow me on Snapchat, SideQuestFit. Follow me there. Send me your questions. I want to get all the questions from you, help you as much as I can on your fitness journey or your journey in life, whatever it may be. But head over to Snapchat, SideQuestFit. Follow me there. You get a little more personal, in-depth look at the shenanigans I get into throughout every day. But I do love getting questions from the community, so please send them out to me. If you have not left a review for the podcast, please head over to iTunes. If you're not listening on iTunes and you listen on SoundCloud or Stitcher, leave a review there as well. When you leave reviews, it helps me move up the charts on the iTunes store so that more people can see and hear the amazing guests that I've had on and have on each and every single week. So make sure you head over there. And don't forget, if you haven't picked up your copy of the 7 Principles of Fat Loss, head over to sidequestfitness.com/7 principles, and you can pick up your copy of the 7 Principles of Fat Loss. These are the same 7 principles I follow each and every day and teach my clients to help them shred away more body fat, unlock heroic strength, and just look better naked. So if you want to unlock strength or just look better naked in the mirror, head over again, grab those 7 principles of fat loss, and start following those today. 2016 is almost over with, and 2017 is right around the corner. My only hope for 2017 is we don't lose as many of the amazing artists that we lost in 2016 with Prince, David Bowie, Gene Wilder, and so many others. But 2017, it's brand new. It's a new year. It's a time to start over. And the holidays are here, and a lot of people are going to say, well, you know what? I'm just going to wait till the new year. I'm going to wait for my New Year's resolution, get myself back in shape. But guys, you listen to the podcast and you know this. I'm not one for waiting. Take action. Take action today. Make changes today, because the best time to start is right now. Don't put it off, because it will only be harder. I still have a few spots open in my coaching program. So if you're interested in changing your body and leveling up your strength, getting rid of body fat, increasing your confidence, whatever your goal might be. Maybe you just want to feel better. Maybe you want to look better. Maybe you just finally want to nail that 400-pound deadlift or hit that squat, or you want to lose fat around your love handles. Whatever it is, doesn't matter your goal. I'm here to help you achieve it in the most fun, fantastic experience that you've ever experienced. So if you want to apply, head over to sidequestfitness.com/coach and apply for coaching today. Still have a few slots left, so let's take out 2016. Let's crush the end of 2016 and show it who was boss. So when 2017 comes around and everyone's making their New Year's resolutions, you're already months ahead, weeks ahead of everyone else. Don't let the holidays get you down. You can still lose fat, gain strength, and look better naked while everyone's eating the Christmas cookies and eggnog. So check it out, sidequestfitness.com/coach and apply today. All right, guys, I have an exciting episode for you today. It's a solo episode, and I'm here to talk to you about balance. And I want to tell you why balance is bullshit. Why everyone is striving for balance. They're trying to find that perfect equilibrium, but here's the truth. You're not going to find it. Bullshit. And I'll tell you why.
Step up and you gotta get it fitness. Host Rob at the moment and the quest is you gotta check it and wreck it. You're breaking personal records, and with the help of the guests you won't be guessing on the lessons. That's a +5 fierce. Got a low-key bamf right here. You wanna meet him, there's no better way to greet him than to strike a boss pose. Take a look into the mirror.
You were tempted to do it on one leg. Your best friend dared you to see how long you could do it. You tried to balance on a seesaw with your best friend, or maybe one of those weird balance boards from elementary school. Then you tried yoga once and you had the balance on like one foot, holding a pose. Pretty hard. Balance takes practice, physically. Talking about balance physically. And it even takes practice to sort of balance your checkbook. Something I wonder if we even still teach in school, because how many people still use checkbooks? Either way, balance is something that we're all looking for. So over the last few months, I've not been bulking. I've not been cutting. I've not been doing any of the typical fitness things you hear. I've been in maintenance mode. Gaintaining, if you will. Gaining strength while maintaining my physique. It's the golden goose, if you will. It's what everyone's looking for. You want to shred enough fat. You want to stay lean. You want to find that balance. Like, how do I get enough workouts? How do I get the right food? How do I get the body, that I've always wanted and keep it for the rest of my life? Cool. It's a great goal. I personally think I've done a pretty good job of maintaining. But you're also looking for work-life balance. Something that I really, really struggle with a lot. Like, it's really my biggest fault right now in my life. Trying to balance work, spending time with my wife, spending time with friends, like watching television, doing things that aren't work-related. There's not much of a work-life balance right now. But everyone's looking for balance. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about that seesaw that I mentioned earlier. Think about that when you were a kid. You get on with your best friend. He or she's on one end, you're on the other. And you're trying to find that perfect balance point. Who's got the right weight? Who can't move enough? I mean, eventually you just give up and stop caring because it's just too much fun to go up and down on the thing anyways. But the idea is that you want to find a balance. So it's a test you're trying to do. Let's go back to something like elementary school, those balance balls, all right? So you've got like half a ball in like a round surface, and you're trying to balance on that. Or maybe now, if you're in the gym, those Bosu balls. Think about how wobbly it is, how you're trying to balance on that one point. But you're moving back and forth, up and down. The left foot is a little higher than the right. Oh, now the right is a little higher than the left, and you're back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The left goes down, the right goes up. The right goes down, you put a little more weight on that side to find the balance, and then you go a little too far, and then your left is too high. And then you go a little bit, and then you almost got it, and then you just put too much pressure because you get too excited, and you're off balance again. Now, if your balance is really bad, you might even fall and hurt yourself or just come stumbling off. But everyone's looking for balance, especially in diet and fitness. How do I balance my workouts with my busy schedule? How do I balance my diet so that I'm hitting my calories, I'm staying on track? How do I balance all of these issues in life? I hate to tell you this, but balance is kind of bullshit. It doesn't really exist. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. It's sort of like the ancient city of Atlantis. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. It's like El Dorado. You go out to look for this golden city, this city full of gold. Gold streets. You're looking for that thing. But is it there? Does it really exist? I mean, people talk about it, so it's got to exist, right? I mean, like, you go to this haunted house and there's a ghost, right? Like, people talk about these things, so balance has to be something that actually exists. So how do you find it? The truth is, you don't. You really don't. Now, I know you're listening to this and you're going, oh God, Robbie, you sound so negative right now. Like, but that's unlike you. Oh, I just want to be truthful. You're not always going to find balance in life. You're not always going to find balance in work. Think again about the seesaw or about the balance ball that you played on as a kid. Your left foot goes down, your right foot comes up. You put more pressure on the right, and then the left comes up. You're constantly moving back and forth, almost like a ship in water, going up and down, up and down, up and down. There's a great point in Mark Manson's latest book, and I know I've been talking a lot about this book, but it's so good. And if you haven't picked it up, please pick up his new book, because it's just that good. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. But he says this on page 117. We are always in the process of approaching truth and perfection without actually ever reaching truth or perfection. I'm kind of a perfectionist. Kind of. I mean, like when I'm working on when I'm writing a piece, I really want it to be perfect. I want it to come across. I want it to be great. So sometimes I spend too much time working on it and crafting. But I love what you can do with the English language. I want that sentence to be perfect. I want that context to be perfect. I want that syntax to be perfect. I want all of that to be perfect. We're always looking for truth in life. We're looking for that thing. We're looking for that mountaintop. We're always in the process. But listen to that. We're always in the process. Go back to the balance board. You're always in the process of finding balance. Always. A little more to the left, a little more to the right. Almost got it. And then you're out of balance. So you never really find that. You're looking for that equilibrium. And it goes the same thing with your diet and your nutrition and your exercise. Some days, you're going to burn more calories than the next day. And other days, you're going to eat more than you did the day before. Now, your body might balance things out and be like, hey, the next day, I'm not as hungry as I was because you're down like 4,000 calories at 2 a.m., so I don't want to eat until 2 p.m. the next day. Cool. Your body sort of figures things out. But even then, you're still out of balance with the calories for the day. But it happens. Your body throughout the day is building muscle. And then throughout the day, your body is also eating muscle. But your body's also burning fat, but it's also storing fat. Your body's going through this process all the time, every single second of the day. Now, the goal is, maybe your goal is to lose fat. So yes, you're in a calorie deficit, okay? Here's something that you might not know about nutrition facts, and I want you to know this. You read on the nutrition facts, 120 calories for this bagel. It's a really low calorie bagel. Wherever you found that, let me know. But let's just go that, 120 calories. Now, according to US law, that calorie count can be off by up to 20%. So you could be eating, okay, 10% of 120 is 12. 20% would be 24. You could be eating almost 150 calories. It's like an extra 30 calories. But they're making the bagels, they're putting it through the little machine that tells them the calories. That's the number that they come up with the most often. But it could be more. You could have a piece of chicken that might not have as much protein as another piece of chicken. Everyone's trying to be perfect on their diet. And I understand that. Listen, when it comes to nailing my fat loss goals, when it comes to nailing my bulk, I mean, I'm on point. I want to be perfect. I strive for perfection, but I'm not perfect every day. So I'm still trying to find that balance. And if that balance is that perfection and it's driving you nuts, then ease off a little bit. But just know that you are in the process. Some days you move more. Your body's going to burn more calories. Awesome. That doesn't mean ingest more. That's why you have the calorie number. It's a starting point. You might be sick one day, or you might not go for that walk at lunch because you've got some work you got to get done. So instead of burning those calories, you might not burn as much. So maybe you're going to store a little more fat. Maybe you're going to do whatever that day. You're always constantly moving back and forth. Perfection isn't really attainable. Yes, I will apply to anyone who strives for perfection. But again, what I preach to my clients and what I preach on here is consistency. Consistency is what matters. So if you're consistently moving left and right and you're almost there in that balance, you're consistently moving and you're not completely to the left on the balance board or completely to the right, you're going to be fine. But you're never going to find that complete balance where nothing moves, nothing changes. The discovery of balance really comes down to what is right for you. That's why I am a big proponent of asking my clients, when we set up for a fat loss goal, I will give them a protein number. Hit that number. Most of the time, Most people can hit that number. I do know that a lot of my female clients do struggle with hitting 100 grams of protein, but that's because you're not really used to eating a lot of meat. And that's fine. We'll get there. Not a problem. There are other ways to get protein in. But my main question after giving that is bagels or bacon? Because when it comes to dieting, when it comes to eating the foods you enjoy, most of the time you eat the same things. So why throw everything out of balance in your life if you can't eat a certain way? If paleo is impossible because your mom cooks or your wife cooks and loves pasta, why should I tell you to go paleo? You shouldn't. If you enjoy more carbs, then we'll keep your carbs a little higher, keep your fats a little, we'll work with it. Same thing. If you prefer olive oil versus carbs and bacon, cool. We'll work it that way. Find the things that work for you. This fitness journey is more about finding how to balance your own life. Now, again, I say that word balance. It doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect. Some days you're going to have more bacon. Some days you might have more bagels. But it all comes out in the end as long as you are consistent. As long as you're not all over the place and going crazy and being like, oh my God, I had a huge 4,000 calorie burger last night. I have to eat basically 800 calories a day. That's going to extremes. And though there are times where I do believe that extremes are important because they do show you both ends of the spectrum. It's why I've gone high carb. It's why I've gone high fat. And I know sort of where I am in the middle. It's why I've done paleo. It's why I've done, whole clean foods. It's why I've done IIFYM and ate Ben & Jerry's with whitefish and chicken breast, which, God, anyone who tells you that you can live off Pop-Tarts and chicken breast, don't listen to them. You miss some really, really important things. So flexible dieting is great, but it's flexible to an extent. But again, you're trying to find that balance. Yes, sometimes you need to play with those extremes to find what works for you, but you're always going to be on one extreme or the other. And that's okay. You're never going to be perfect. Because the truth is, if you're unwilling to fail, then you're really unwilling to succeed. Because we don't grow from being completely successful. We need struggle. We need to fight. We have to have something to fight for, something to learn from. And that's how you grow. That is why balance is bullshit. You're constantly going to be moving to the left or to the right, struggling with this thing or struggling with that thing, working, trying to get up that mountain and make it work for you. And that's okay. You don't want perfection. Perfection would be boring and bland. There'd be no excitement. You wouldn't learn. And you'd never grow. Because see, one of the things that really sucks about the media today and the world today is we show people like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk, but no one shows you the late nights, the stress, the gray hairs. No one shows you that. No one shows you the gray because we all want to see the perfect balance, the success. But you're always going to struggle. You're never going to find complete balance and be perfect. And that's okay. Because as Mark Manson says in his book, it's growth that generates happiness, not a long list of arbitrary achievements. And I think that's true to know. That's good to know that even while you're trying to find balance or that happiness, you only find it through struggle. You only find it by moving from one end to the other and one end to the other each and every day. So don't try and be perfect. Don't try and find balance. Balance is bullshit. You're always going to struggle a little bit. You're always going to have a little more or a little less. And that's okay. As long as you are consistent, you will be good to go. So I want to end this with one story. My favorite athlete, the greatest basketball player of all time, who also went to the greatest university of all time. Go Heels. Basketball season, baby. So pumped. Michael Jordan. Now, when I say Michael Jordan, you probably immediately remember the shot against the Jazz. You probably remember the shot against the Cavaliers. You probably remember all of the amazing shots. I mean, I wasn't born yet, but that shot in 1982, I mean, beating Georgetown for the national title. Man, what a way to start a legacy. What a way for people to always be like, Jordan was the man. You put the ball in his hands, he wins the game. Except he didn't always win the game. He said before and had been quoted, I've missed over 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. Mike was driven by a competitive edge that most of us will never understand, or many of us may never have. But even Mike knew that the mistakes did not dictate his outcome. Yeah, we all remember him for the shots he made, and we forget the shots he missed. So, just remember this. Even when you're off, even when things seem out of kilter and you're mad at yourself because you're not perfect, tomorrow is a brand new day. Jordan missed a game-winning shot, and you know what he did the next day? He went back to practice to get better. Because even Mike knew that he was always in the process of approaching the win. Always in the process. And even when he failed, he knew he still had another shot. So don't give up, no matter what. Even if you're struggling right now, just know that tomorrow is a brand new day. Fuck your diet up today. Tomorrow, it's at 0. Don't worry about it. Eat a huge, giant triple bypass burger at the Vortex in Atlanta, Georgia, which, by the way, is really awesome. And if you ever go, totally check it out. Tomorrow, get back on your diet. It's all right. It's okay. Shit happens. We're never going to be perfect. Balance, perfection, it's bullshit. But stay consistent, and you'll win your goals every single time. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And again, as always, get out there and kick ass at life.
Step up and you gotta get it fitness. Host Rob at the moment and the quest is you gotta check it and wreck it. You're breaking personal records, and with the help of the guests you won't be guessing on the lessons. That's a +5 fierce. Got a low-key bamf right here. You wanna meet him, there's no better way to greet him than to strike a boss pose. Take a look into the mirror.